According to Freudian psychology, human decisions are shaped by the three sections of the unconscious mind: the id, ego, and superego. Psychologist Sigmund Freud believed that the mind constantly battles and struggles to balance the id, ego, and superego, as imbalances could cause severe emotional repercussions. The most aggressive part of the unconscious mind, the id, influences basic wants, needs, desires, and impulses, and is the most selfish part of the mind, obsessed with immediate gratification. The human nature to act on our own selfish agenda is derived from the id. The ego, which represents the rational part of our mind, serves as a mediator between the id and reality as it attempts to satisfy the needs of the id in an unproblematic, realistic manner. The superego serves as the morally upright part of the unconscious mind and is the id's antithesis. While the id craves instant gratification, the superego wants to act in a socially appropriate manner. The superego is developed during childhood as the differences between right and wrong are taught and learned. Shakespeare's tragic play Hamlet is filled with numerous lenses varying among characters. Gertrude is easily examined through a Freudian lens. The id, ego, and superego culminate to influence her many decisions and eventual demise. The id pushes Gertrude to act on her selfishness through a hasty marriage to Claudius. Her conscientious choices to notice Hamlet's dismay and her efforts to help him be understood rather than classified as insane illustrate her ego at work. While her morally upright superego failed to save numerous characters from their deaths, her superego, on the moral basis of fulfilling a mother's job to her child, did manage to provide unconditional support and love towards Hamlet despite his contiguous rude attitude and behavior. The additional scene begins as Gertrude has just sipped the poisonous drink and is slowly fading into death. Psychologically, her mind is entering the realms of despair and confusion, mourning and regret as the perilous consequences of Laertes' and Claudius' actions steal her last breaths of life. She begins having flashbacks to previous times in her life that culminated in her gruesome death. All the while, Laertes, Hamlet, and Claudius surround her, while she speaks her last words as her consciousness and pulse dwindle. The scene ends with Laertes and Hamlet giving each other swift, fatal blows with the poisonous tip of a sword, along with Gertrude's death.
No! It is the poison cup! It's too late! Gertrude!
I thought it was fate to find comfort and tranquility in the arms of the man who once was my brother-in-law after Hamlet's death. The world twisted and turned dismay, yet some images of hope and resolution in the catastrophe of his death seemed to be in Claudius. Our demises all truly began with those doomed I do's. A message rooted in incest and a mistake which I will never be able to rectify. I can still remember the passion I felt for him the night after our marriage.
It's crazy to think that after the death of my brother, I was able to find love so easily.
The heart wants what it wants. I can't even begin to feel sorry for the actions that brought upon our love.
I wasn't looking for love after King Hamlet's death. I was lost in grief, and your arms were wide open.
You allowed me to love again. My love for you is profound, and I want you all to myself. I once saw you as a brother-in-law, but now I see you as the love of my life. And I see that the future with you is bright, and that the sorrow of King Hamlet's death is coming to an end.
I hope Hamlet can understand that our love for one another is genuine and true. Fate works in mysterious ways, and that through the death of someone close, I found the passion in my heart born again.
This relationship means everything to me, and Hamlet has to accept that and move on. I don't want to lose you like I lost your brother. Is that selfish of me?
Not at all. Hamlet needs to understand that it has to be about us for a little bit. Our wedding just happened. He needs to let us have time to thrive.
Meantime, let's just enjoy our honeymoon. I don't care if I'm being selfish. You're right. We need to focus on us, our marriage, and our unconditional love. I can't wait for our future together, and Hamlet will just have to understand.
I didn't pay enough attention to the minor things that ticked off Claudius. I could never see into Hamlet's suspicions of him. Claudius never supported Hamlet or his aspirations. He just wanted to label him as crazy. He despised Hamlet's talkative and spontaneous personality, his play, and his hard work. He hated Hamlet and plotted against him the entire time. I was too oblivious to his true motives and the meaning of his anger and actions. That conversation we had the morning following the play should have alerted me that something was wrong.
What are people going to think with you storming out of the play like that?
It was nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
We have to talk about it. Please, be conscientious. You need to think before you act. You know, at least Hamlet's been invested
investing himself in something other than his father's death, and you know how sad and stressed he's been recently.
He's not sad or stressed. Hamlet's crazy.
Claudius, you should be more understanding. He just lost his father, and our wedding was quite sudden. You should be proud of him for mustering up such a unique and captivating work of art.
Well, I lost my brother too, and my friend Polonius. You don't see me making such crazy plays in front of everyone.
The actors were in bad taste, making such a gruesome play so soon, but it was just a play nonetheless. It wasn't real. I just don't understand why you're letting it get under your skin.
It just got to me, okay?
Hamlet must have felt when you stormed out like that. He's been exploring his creative side, and you just caused a scene. I know he hasn't been super open to you, but it's not like he's out to get you. Hamlet is a fragile boy.
Fragile, stressed, sad, call it whatever you want, Gertrude. Hamlet is crazy. Are you forgetting he just murdered an innocent man? Hamlet is unfit to be king of Denmark. You should be thankful that I'm here.
You, Hamlet, were the only one capable of seeing through the false guise of Claudius and his malicious intentions. When you killed Polonius, I began to think you were mad, not that you had a true motive to kill Claudius. Our tension-filled conversation when you dragged out Polonius' body should have sparked some sort of epiphany for me, but sadly it left me even more confused. In an effort to make morally right decisions and pray for your sanity, while simultaneously trying to keep Claudius happy, I was further isolating you.
Hamlet, my son, where on earth are you going to put the body?
If only it had been Claudius, I could have just let it rot without any guilt.
Hamlet, first you're talking to yourself, then to your dead father, and then you're trying to slash our tapestries with swords hoping to kill your father?
My father! I'm not going to tell you again. Claudius is not my father.
Hamlet, you know that I want you to be mentally stable and make your father's spirit proud, but you're spiraling out of control.
If I'm so out of control, why don't you just let me be and back off so that you don't get caught in the crossfire? Father would be disappointed in you.
Hamlet, you know that I love you and I only want what's best for you, no matter how much you seem to despise me.
If you wanted what was best for me, if you really did, you would have never married Claudius. And you would stop pretending that things are normal like this, because they will never be normal.
Let's not talk about Claudius, let's talk about you. Is it really just a marriage, or is it more? Is it the death of your father, like I suspected? Is it your relationship issues with Ophelia? My ears are open without judgment, and I just want the best for you.
Is everything okay over there? I heard a shout.
Yes.
I guess that's my cue to leave.
My arms will always be open to help you and care for you. Never think that I have stopped loving you. Hamlet is my one and only son, and the amount of difficulty and hardship will never take away my mother's love for him. What have I done wrong? I feel so distraught and confused. What should I do? I'm trying to fix together the pieces of my life and bring my family together, but my efforts just seem not to be working. I wish you would just accept my love.
Your life will be ended in my hands.
Not you, Hamlet. I hurt myself in my own trickery.
How does the queen?
I'm sorry I failed you, Hamlet. I'm sorry I should have taken more steps to consider your feelings and needs. My feelings were inconsistent and they didn't match your needs. I wish I could restart everything. I'm sorry that in my mental battles you were caught in the crossfire. Take care of yourself, Hamlet. I love you.
No!